This is a Chucky Beat production.
Alright, so welcome back to the final 3 years to go pro vlog. This is just essentially going over what happened at national championships and we can look back what happened and I'm concluding this vlog essentially once and for all, given what has happened and where I'm going from here. Alright, so when I last left off, I was preparing for national championships. That'll be my last run, essentially when building up for some type of competition or moving in that direction. So was focused on really just keep myself calm. I knew I wasn't likely going to get any massive time increase, given what I was training for based on the online program, but it was what it is. So I just tried to do the best I can with where fitness level I was at. One thing I focused pretty heavily on was keeping relaxed, really, because I knew from just last few years that pushing hard in running didn't really seem to increase time, and I was often much more surprised about my time when I was very relaxed in the running. I wasn't really thinking about the time, so just my mindset going into it. So for the 5,000 meters, that would have been the first day on the evening and afternoon, really. About 2 or 3 local big runners came out, so that Kamar Leslie and Dwayne Graham. All that cry seemed like he was working with his high school team, so he couldn't run or just wasn't in training. But either way, and then there was a person from the UK that came there last year, named Jason Baker. Actually looking at their times they put in to apply for the race, he claimed this time was around 15 minutes flat. Now that doesn't seem to match with what I saw last year when he was running, but maybe it's different really in terms of just dealing with the heat, so he couldn't really deal with that. In the end, I wasn't really that concerned that there'd be someone in the race that would completely blow the times out of the water and really mess up my pacing, so I just went into the race really thinking that I would really relax and enjoy my time there as the last 5,000 meter competition I'll be doing. Alright, so it was fairly early in the afternoon, so it was still pretty hot. They had water out somewhat, so started off really relaxed or so. And by around 1,500 meters, it seemed like that starting group was fairly set. I think I was there right at first or just in second behind Kamar Leslie for that first around like 2,000, 3,000 meters. And the pace wasn't massive out of the pace, massively slow or anything. It was fairly comfortable, a bit slower than what I was thinking, but just really kept relaxed and trusting that it wouldn't really collapse if pace was to increase suddenly, so I could stay with a lower pace for then. And around 3,000 meters or so, I can't remember exactly where since I wasn't all that focused on the distance, just on keeping relaxed as I keep saying. Jason Baker moved to the front, but it didn't seem like his pace was 15-minute pace to say that in any way. So it was just about like a slight increase in pace, and I was following pretty easily, so I'm not sure, just really not used to changing paces in a hotter climate or previous level of fitness he was at that he put a 15-minute time, but I fairly easily went with him for that surge try to put in, and within 200 meters he fell back and I was out in front. So it's around then I decided, okay, I can start moving in front now. So I didn't really try to increase my arm swing, more just keep the same relaxed posture, really even having intention in my arms at all, and just try to increase like my stride length. So how successful that was, can't really say. But in the end, it was like about 800 meters to go. I couldn't tell how far away they were, but I couldn't hear them directly behind me. So one really thing that could have changed that position was like a massive surge coming in. So I tried to keep relaxed, not try to really get tense, and try to push for that last 1,000 meters just in case someone was coming around with a much stronger end surge. But by around 800 meters, I was fairly confident that I was going to win the race. So I just kept up that pace really. And then for the last 100 meters, I tried to speed up a bit more, but just based on experience and what's happening, and then it wasn't really possible in terms of letting this massive increase in speed going towards the end. So it didn't look all that impressive on video, I'm sure, but it was a fairly good run. I won in a time of 16:07. I was by that last 20 meters, I was thinking that I've managed to accomplish this. I'm really proud of what I've done. So I tried to get a video recording a bit later on, but that seems to be very unlikely. So if I get lucky, we'll do a race breakdown as a re-upload, but right now only we'll have a video recording of the last 100 meters. That was it for the 5,000 meters. I was really proud of just having executed my race plan based on what my strengths were in running, what I knew I could do, and the type of competition I was facing, and be able to execute that and win. I'm just really happy with what I was accomplished there. And actually, from that race, they got a few pictures at the start. I think that was one of the best pictures they took of me running, just in terms of how I looked. That looked very impressive. But by the end, it came to the very strained phase at the end. So I personally think I was all that strained at the end, but it's a different story. So I guess that's just how I am towards the end of races in general. So I won in our time of 16:07, and second place was doing in like 16:22. So it was pretty comfortable all around. Even if it was a short towards the end, I think I could have held on pretty well. But in either case, just executing my race plan, just really happy with what happened there. Alright, so having accomplished that, like I said, going in, wasn't really all that concerned with 1,500 meters. I knew that my placement was really dependent on who decided to show up. I couldn't really compete with like the best of the high schoolers, but if no one showed up, I would fairly easily won. So I came in there just really looking to have fun and see how far I could push it. Based on the lineup going in, it didn't seem like most of the high schoolers came in. There was one person from St. Jacob, but I didn't recognize him. So for that 1,500 meters, I went out pretty hard, just trying to push pace and get the best time I possibly could. But overall, I think I went out quite a bit too fast for my level of 1,500 meter training. So I think I had like a 70 meter lead by the got a lead, and like by the third lap, that same bigger person else came in to go in front. So that was like the last 500 meters. So I tried to just stay with him for the rest of the race and see if maybe I could increase my own pace to get past in the end. But he was fairly strong in his running to keep that distance just about the same, even though I was increasing the pace. And then by the last 100 meters, he increased that distance around 30 or so meters. So he won a time of 4:07, and I came second like 4:12. So looking back, maybe if I paced better, I could have won, but I don't think he would have collapsed to the point where I could have won last sprint at the end. So it has to be a really well-paced race, so need to have won there. So overall, just happy to have competed and give a good effort based on where I was. 1,500 was not my focus for the season or for national championships. And overall, I didn't think that I could have done all that much better, even in the best circumstances. And said I wrapped it up for national championships. Yeah, and funny enough, I learned like a day after that there was actually a 10,000 meter race happening there. Only two participants, both of them from the UK. but that wasn't available for normal registration. I didn't have a time going in, so maybe I overlooked it, but I didn't see any 10,000 meters registered for. So who knows how that worked, but the winner same recently won a time of like 35. So like maybe I could have won or competed more strongly there, but haven't trained for 10,000 in quite a while. So it would have been really based on my own like strength and built body of work going into that. So yeah, that was it for national championships, and that's it for my running career. So overall, I'm really happy with what I accomplished. Just in general, and at national championships, and yeah, just happy of what I've been able to do there. So after that, it was straight to a research trip, and that took about 5 weeks with interruptions like the hurricane that just passed through and dealing with stuff related to the visa as I'm getting ready for my master's program in the UK. Yeah, so because of that research trip, actually missed out on the Olympics unfortunately, but just moving on to a different career, and that's my main career goal going forward. I think that was more important than I'm having to stay for that 2024 Olympics. But yeah, so final verdict, I'm still quite certain I'm not going to be competing in running going forward. Main ideas are really just to work on stretching energy for the first section, and then going forward I'll do maybe like squash or badminton. I want to keep the coordination and possibly the anaerobic and aerobic fitness, as I have to be running and not constantly around that court to keep up with the ball or the shuttlecock. And then possibly going forward, depending on how I can best fit in the time, I was thinking of doing like tricking, which is essentially just gymnastics based on, but not really like in a competition sense, but just increasing your own agility in a personal way that looks impressive to you. So how that'll work out, you'll see, but that's my main idea. And then of course there's free running or parkour, which aims to increase that full body coordination to navigate obstacles. I think that's easier to get into than tricking, but of course I have no idea how all this works. So it all depends on where I am, what time I have available to me, and what resources available to me while I'm in the UK and going forward. Yeah, and there's actually an interview that came through just talking about my university career and how it ended with the national championship win. So yeah, it wasn't all that in-depth, but still I'm proud to be able to have accomplished enough to be interviewed by a very small local radio station. But yeah, that is it for my track career. So what will I do going forward in relation to track? Well, I think like at most I'll be doing maybe a weekly run. Thinking of doing like barefoot shoe running just to change that running cushion to something more natural. That interested in seeing how that works out for me. Possibly reducing injuries that always came up while I was training, but also just push me away from having to push for even greater times and that temptation to see that maybe if I'm here I can do something greater, just move on to something else for myself. So yeah, that's I planned in my head. Of course, all that how to work out going forward. Yeah, but just I'm looking back at all I've been able to accomplish. I've been running since age 6, and as I'm currently on 21, about to be 22 in a few days. That's 15 to 16 years of training pretty consistently to be a track and field athlete. Starting in 2008 with, of course, the Beijing Olympics and all that happened there for Jamaica, and ending here. So, yeah, I'm just really proud of what I've done. Starting out at our prep school, ECA, where I was able to compete locally and win a gold medal at a relay. Was my favorite memories of all my prep school friends there. Actually saw 2 of them fairly recently, and just able to talk to them and see where they are and what they've accomplished. Just put a nice bow on that aspect of my life, And then competing overseas at AAU, where I was able to stand out fairly early on doing 3,000 meters. I haven't trained so for it. And then going into high school where I could be trained mostly alone, that not all that much local competition there, but having to overall improve my time below sub 20. That's another good moment for me where I finally got my time below 20 minutes, and then it all culminating in a third place finish at our boys and girls champs, even though it was affected by COVID, but still having to accomplish that. So probably when moving into university, when I started this vlog, just being able to train to see how that would work, how I could possibly have improved myself, and doing whatever I could in my mind to try and improve myself there, And while I was here, I've been accomplished so much in terms of winning some few road races in addition to the many age group competitions I won earlier on, and then I was able to compete multiple times at national championships and get silvers in previous years. Also winning the Sigma race, that's one of our big local races, and winning some other road races here and there while I was training. Also just really dominating the university scene in terms of long distance at all of the university championships and intercollegiate championships and our local UA runs. I think I'm the 3-time champion at 5,000 meters there, and then all culminating in my national championship win, and also having the chance to represent Jamaica at regional events and a 10K, where I didn't do all that bad given of course where I was at the time, and just all to be well accomplished. Just really happy with what I've done, so much I didn't think was possible just starting out, and seeing, even though I know that's not all world impressive in terms of how I've been running, just being able to say that I competed for Jamaica in a distance event and I was national champion for one of these events was something that I can really hold on to, something that I accomplished with being blessed with what I have and just pushing that as far as I could. So yeah, just looking to the future, like I've been saying, I have no idea what will it look like going forward, but I'm still working on my career in terms of animal biology, and I'm gonna be able to have so many good science here in terms of presenting my own presentation, possibly being able to publish, just being an honor student at UA and having some connections there with many different groups overseas, and then I'm just building up myself in terms of all aspects of being an athletic person, in terms of the strength, the coordination, the power, things like that. That's just my goals going forward. I'm not sure if I'm really going to do a similar type of vlog to this, since I'm not really all that comfortable with constantly uploading or being on social media, but we'll see what it looks like going forward. And what it looks like there, I don't know, but no matter what, I can always say that I've been able to accomplish all this as being a long distance runner in Jamaica. So yeah, so that's it for the 3 years to go pro vlog. I can fairly say that I did as best as I could with the opportunities I had, and that's something that not many can say that they do without have regrets, but I don't think I have any regrets really because of my long distance career. So yeah, and that wraps it up.